This week on GoTransAm, we are at the New Jersey Motorsports Park, fourth round of the 2012 Trans Am season. We had vicious wins, brutal heat, fantastic racing, and a history-making finish. Troubles continue for the Trans Am champion. We'll hear why Trans Am cars are the fastest GT cars in America. And we get a promise of victory.
So yeah, if it's in one piece, I'm going to cross the finish line first.
Welcome back to GoTransAm on MavTV. I am Alfredo. We are here at New Jersey Motorsports Park for the fourth round of this year's Trans Am season, America's Road Racing Series. The Trans Am history here is not as strong as it was at Mosport, Lime Rock, or Mid-Ohio, where we had already exciting and unpredictable races. But this is a very fast track where the ground-pounding Trans Am Thunder is going to explode this weekend. Points leader Simon Gregg is on a 2-race win streak. Can he go for a third straight win here at New Jersey Motorsports Park? Let's find out. TA2 points leader Bob Stretch has never been at the New Jersey Motorsports Park. He takes us on a ride around the track.
Okay, so here we are in New Jersey, right past start-finish, fourth gear, all the way up almost on the limiter here, all the way down into third gear. It's going to be a little bit of a tight right here. Car tends to push coming off. You got to go all the way left coming up through here. This one's a little tricky up over the hill. Aim the car right and it'll land right where you want. Back on the throttle. Up here, a little bit of a breathe of a throttle when you come through here to the right, and track all the way out onto the curbing onto the left. This one's a little tricky too. Up over the hill into the brake zone, car gets light. Down into second. Then through here, you got to turn this into a short chute, a little bit of wide open throttle right here. Down back into second again, the car lugs a little, but just got to squeeze it on, tends to oversteer here, back onto the curbing on the right. All the way over to the left, a little bit of a scrub on the brake here. Turn right, it oversteers quite a bit through here, it seems to be slick. All the way off to the left, and then comes this big giant carousel. Turn the car in, second gear through here, just do the best you can to keep the speed up as much as you can. Coming up to this corner, it's decreasing radius, it's quite slow. It's easy to get really crossed up here. And it leads to the most important corner, which is the one leading up back onto this straightaway. Up through these S's, the car's going to be wide open. Pretty much just got to bounce it off the curbs up here, and on the left curb as well. And then coming onto the straightaway, got to keep it wide open. It's a little bit hairy. Car oversteers and skates a little bit, but back onto the straightaway, all through the gears, and there we are at start finish once again.
We've had qualifying at New Jersey Motorsports Park. Let's go to Bill Wood to give us the starting lineup in Trans Am and Trans Am 2.
Let's go over the qualifying results for the fourth round of the Trans Am Championship, New Jersey Motorsports Park. Only 5 cars in the Trans Am category, led by Tony Ave, set a track record at 116.1. That's over 106 miles an hour. He got the pole. His teammate Doug Peterson second. He was also faster than the track record at 117.4. Amy Ruman was third, Simon Gregg fourth, and fifth in the Trans Am category, John Bauckham, although he had engine problems and didn't get a chance to participate in qualifying. In the TA2 category, Bob Stretch, the defending champion, he got the pole at 124.0. Pete Halsmer, his nemesis, was second, followed by Michael Wilson, Tom Sheehan, Mike Miller, Chris Liesfeld, he's back in the championship. Ricky Sanders. Jeff Fain watched the races from Australia, decided to come and take part. Kurt Rohrig, he had engine problems. He did get out in qualifying, and Mel Shaw, 10th in the TA2 category. We've got race coverage coming up right after this. Stay tuned. This is the fourth round of the 2012 Trans Am Championship.
This segment is brought to you by GoRacingTV.com. For racers, by racers.
Welcome to another episode of Racing No Filter. Joining me in sunny California, Bill Wood, and down in sunny Florida, Peter Keene.
We're going to take a look at some of the products HPD has created for the 2012 Honda Civic, and specifically we're going to show you how to install an adjustable sway bar.
Until then, folks out there, you take care.
We're about to go racing the 2012 Trans Am Series. We're at New Jersey Motorsports Park, where we've had violent weather. The hottest guy on the track is Tony Ave. I'm Bill Wood. I'll be joined by Alfredo Nin. right, it's a hot day, green flag, Peterson and Ave on the front row. Let's get this underway.
Can you see that, Bill? Oh, right at the start, Tony Ave's car is wiggling from the back. He broke an axle. The champion is in problems.
A lot of problems. He watches his teammate Peterson get in front of him. Doug is running away. Look at that. Ave has got no power to put on the ground.
He's struggling. He's not able to put the power down. These 850 horsepower cars, when you cannot do that, you will lose all your chances to go as fast as you can.
You're in big trouble. Let's look at the replay. Ruman goes by like he's standing still. Greg goes by. Balkan. Let's hear what Ave has to say about the poor start to his season. Two-time defending champion. What's wrong this year?
Just a lot of R&D, you know, with some lighter weight stuff, and that's why we're always the fastest car, but we've got to make all that last to the end of the race. And we've kind of come a little bit back to the basics here and for Watkins Glen because we're in a bit of a hole points-wise. So hopefully we can finish these two and get back in it.
Let me ask you a delicate question. Are you too busy? You've got a lot of customers. You're helping Doug. Are you too busy?
No, I don't think so. I think probably maybe a little too aggressive on some of the stuff we're trying with my car. But obviously, like with Doug's car, we stick with what we've won with the last 2 years, and that thing runs around like clockwork. So we've done that with my car this week, and like I said, we just need to get back in it, and then we'll worry about the trick stuff later.
All right, so Ave has got an obvious problem. 4 poles, 4 straight problems in the race. He's going to continue, but he's got a problem. The entire field gets around him.
As he mentioned in the interview, he's trying too many new things in his car, and none of them seems to be working.
He's going into the pits right now. The races are so short in Trans Am. A pit stop takes you out of the competition. Here he's coming in to find out what's going on, if his crew can help.
If the crew can help, they will already lose a lot of laps, so the race might be over for Tony Ave.
In the meantime, Doug Peterson gets a gap on Ruman. He looks, at this point in the race, it looks like he's just taking off. Nobody's going to catch him.
Yeah, the rhythm up front was very, very strong in the hands of Doug Peterson, but Amy Ruman looking closely. Remember, the Trans Am and Trans Am 2 cars, they are very different in speed, so traffic might be an issue later in the race.
Here we're watching the defending champion Bob Stretch in the yellow Camaro being chased by Pete Halsmer, a former winner at Trans Am. He won at most points.
This is another action in the Trans Am 2 class where Ricky Sanders, who's back in the series, this is his first race, trying to put a pass on Tom Sheik, and this is what happened.
Yeah, I think it looks like Sanders had the road. Sheehan cut him off, but that's my opinion. They catch poor Chris Leesfield in that white Camaro in the background.
Yeah, right there, Leesfield just passed in that lap Mike Miller for a position. Leesfield, who's had very bad luck this season, again, lost a lot of position. Ricky Sander with the worst of this accident. He's going to have a DNF. His race is over.
Sheehan comes into the pits. He's got a problem with his rear fender. He's got to get that fixed, but that's got nothing to do with Sanders. Stuck out on the track, his day is done.
Yeah, that's sadly, and up front as we talk, Bill, Doug Peterson, and Amy Ruman caught in traffic. Let's see how Ruman can handle that.
If Ruman can take advantage, that's what you do. That's part of the fun of sports car racing. If you can get the leader in traffic, you can take over the race. And it looks like that's what Ruman's trying to do. She caught up, and now she passes him on the outside. An incredible pass. We talked to Ruman earlier. She's getting used to the speed in her new car.
Well, I think we're in a better position now. Last time we were here, we had some motor problems, so we had to put in a backup motor, which was only a 310 cubic inch motor. So we're finally getting to use the horsepower here, and you know, they took out the chicane, so we're going a little bit faster here this year than we did a couple years ago. So we had a good run this morning. Had a good feel of the car. I think we were second after the combined session. So we're headed in the right direction. I'm hoping to have a good race. It's going to be really hot, so I think tire wear again will come into play like it did at Mid-Ohio.
So Ruman's got a great opportunity here. She's got a new car. She's getting used to it. Can she win her second race? We'll find out right after this, and we'll hear about the TA2 cars. That competition is hot as the temperatures at New Jersey Motorsports Park.
This segment is brought to you by Speedcom Communications, racing radio systems and scanners.
22 driver Michael Wilson had some challenges getting ready for the race, but for him there was no challenge about who was going to win. Mike Wilson, a little problem in that last session.
Yeah, I broke a drive shaft. Just twisted it like a pretzel. You know, a downshift on the end of the straight and just twisted it up.
You know, you're allowed to lift once in a while, so you don't have to twist them all up.
Not this weekend. I'm not lifting at all. This is my weekend to win right here. This is
your home track?
This is my home track, so this is my opportunity to win this. Possibly Watkins Glen, but for sure here I'm going to win.
Do I hear a guarantee there?
I'll guarantee it. I'll certify it. You want me to sign something? I'll autograph it on your head. It's done. Signed, sealed, and delivered. If my car holds up, I'm going to be in checkered flag. I'll be first.
Checkers or wreckers, that's what they say in stock cars sometimes.
I don't care. I'll wreck it too. I don't care. So, yeah, if it's in one piece, I'm going to cross the finish line first.
All right, so everybody else should go home.
That's all right. Yeah. I'll buy them lunch before they go. I hate to see them come out here for no reason, but, you know, yeah, it's done. It's sealed.
All right, so Mike Wilson, a lot of confidence from him. You think he can win this race?
He qualified very well. He's been in the podium twice. This is his home track. He knows it very well. Even though at that time of the race he didn't have the pace of the leaders, he had to stay on track and look for it.
A family operation. His wife helps him. But these guys, no matter who's helping them, they expect to be at the front of the line. Bob Stretch is there being chased by Pete Halsmer. This is Stretch's first time at the track. Let's ask him how he learns it.
You know, I can probably get up to 95% pretty rapidly. It's that last 5% that's tough.
That's what wins races and loses races, that last 5%.
That's absolutely right. That's absolutely right. It's separating the small differences. You know, most people can figure out the line and stuff like that. It's finding some speed where maybe others can. That makes it a little more difficult.
One way to learn the track is to learn where you can pass and where you can't. Ruman is caught behind this battle between Stretch and Halsmer.
Right there is the TransAm 2 leaders in their own fight in the fastest spot of the track. She was able to pass Peterson because of traffic here. It looks like it's going to be Peterson trying to pass Ruman because of the fight between the TransAm 2 leaders.
She's involved in one, and Peterson gets around her again, under braking going into turn 1. He's learning a new car just like she is.
I still am learning to drive the car. I mean, I really am still learning, and I really just need to be a little more aggressive and just a little bit luckier.
All right, now Halsmer is caught the Stretch again. Can he catch him under braking? That's where everybody else is doing it. He's close. Turn 5 is slow. Yes, he does get around him there.
Oh yes, slippery track again. Bob Stretch tire were starting to come off of his Chevy Camaro. Good pass by Halsmer for the lead.
The slippery track might be the important thing there. Green track, hot track, greasy tires. We see Ave coming up here. He's several laps down, but he's inserting himself into the battle for the lead. Look at him, he's trying to catch under braking with Ruman. Ruman's in second, and he takes her out. His teammate Doug Peterson benefits.
Very risky move by Abe, taking into consideration he was like 7 to 10 laps down, and the battle for the lead with 12 laps to go, a very risky move by Abe.
At slippery track, let's see what he says about it.
Well, the biggest thing, the braking zones are slippery here, so it's going to be easy to lock up tires and easy to slide wide off the track. And so, you know, we're going to try to back it down a notch when the race starts. Doug, we've actually worked hard with him on the test days. He's gone to a setup that's a lot more comfortable to drive over a long run, not quite as fast maybe over a given lap. And because his whole plan is he knows how slippery it got when we were testing here in the middle of the day, right? So I think that's the biggest thing, is being conservative on your setup so that you just don't slide off the track.
Slippery track or not, that's the move of the race. He takes out second place, who was going for first. Let's check, too, our tech feature coming up, whether or not these TransAm cars and their chassis can handle that kind of abuse when we come back.
This segment is brought to you by GoPro. Wear it, mount it, love it.
Want to keep up with all the racing action at the track? Well, download the new GoRacingTV iPhone and Android app. And remember to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
You build this chassis on this car What makes them so fast? Basically the fastest GT cars in America.
Well, Alfredo, some of it's the 830 horsepower that's in the front. But, you know, these are very sophisticated, high-tech, very rigid chassis that you get the front and the back working together along with the aero package like we talked about with the body last week, and you get a very, very fast race car.
You talked about front and rear working together.
Well, the front geometry's got to be correct, but also unsprung weight is the enemy.
What's unsprung weight?
Unsprung weight is all the pieces that don't rotate, that go up and down, that the shock absorber has to control.
Jim, now explain to us the back of the car.
Well, the back of the car has to drive it and keep the back end behind the front, okay? So it's got a big job to do. That's why the rear tires are bigger. You've got all that horsepower. And again, you've got a set geometry that where you make the front and the back of the car work well in unison as a team, so to speak. But you've got a balance between having light enough components to keep the unsprung weight down and strong enough components so the car never breaks.
Welcome back. I'm Bill Wood with Alfredo Nin. We're in the fourth round of the Trans Am Championship, New Jersey Motorsports Park. The condo's in the background, but look at the smoke pouring off of Amy Ruman's car. She just got punted off the track by two-time defending champion Tone Ave. Questionable move. She's trying to get back to the pits.
She was saved by the pace car right there when she made it to the pits. She was able to change the tire, come back into the Trans Am and Trans Am 2 grid. And luckily, Amy, the Trans Am rule says that all the Trans Am cars start in front of the Trans Am 2. She was starting third at the restart of the race.
So she didn't have to go back to the end of the line. The safety crews are cleaning up the debris left on the track. We're getting ready to have a restart. Let's go over it real quick. Doug Peterson is in first, Simon Gregg, Amy Ruman is in third. In TA2, we've got Peter Halsmer in first, Mike Wilson in second, and Peter Halsmer's teammate Mike Miller in third.
Tremendous result for the Miller Racing team. They were looking pretty good for a third and a first, but Amy Ruman for third. She will not lose any time to go to second inside Simon Gregg.
She's got the bit in her mouth. She wants that win. She can taste it. She passes Gregg under braking again, and now there's nothing between her and Doug Peterson. They can start that fight again.
Sometimes a situation that what happens with Amy can frustrate a driver and make the driver make mistakes, but this is not the case of Amy Ruman. She was determined to show everybody at New Jersey Motorsports Park that she had what it takes to go for the win, and indeed she did.
And look at that, she's closed on Peterson already in the slow part of the track. Technical is not just a high-speed thing. She's closed on Peterson going after that position. She wants this win.
Oh, definitely she has it in her hands. She was fast during the whole weekend. During the race also she showed a lot of speed, and with that new right rear tire she was taking advantage of that. Coming out into the straight, she didn't lose any time, not even in the braking zone. She already passed Doug Peterson at the end of the straight.
A lot of that smoke that's pouring off the car, I found out later that the bodywork is so light and so hot in the air that the wind is pushing that bodywork against the tire. The crew wasn't that concerned about it. Look at Amy. She is about 2 seconds a lap faster than Peterson. She is walking away. In fairness, Peterson's tires were going away before this restart.
Oh, definitely they were. Remember, all the time we talk about a hot track, a slippery track. Kept her cool.
Slippery track, there it is. Sheehan loses it. Nobody around him, just spins it around there in what's called the New Jersey Devil part of this track. Simon Gregg, slippery track again. He loses it, takes Peterson out. Now they're like two fighters. Who's going to get off the canvas first? But you got to stay focused to the end.
You know, I'm trying to get amped up and motivated to do good in this race. You know, it's going to be really hot, which puts a lot of strain on the driver, and you know, I hope I can run, you know, all 100 miles flat out without getting too hot. You know, I think I can do that, and you know, it's going to be a good weekend.
So Simon Gregg, the points leader, won the last two rounds. He's going for second in this race. Look at him. He is quite a driver. He's become quite a driver in the last 5 or 6 races.
For most of the race, he was never a factor, and it was until the safety car that he had fresher tires than Doug Peterson, who kept the fight with Amy Ruman from most of the race, and he fight back to get another position, a second place, not bad to maintain the point lead.
So you stuck around this long. Let's see who wins this thing right after this.
This segment is brought to you by TrackMate Data Systems. Simply the best.
Welcome to another episode of Racing No Filter. Joining me in sunny California, Bill Wood, and down in sunny Florida, Peter Keene.
We're going to take a look at some of the products HPD has created for the 2012 Honda Civic, and specifically we're going to show you how to install an adjustable sway bar.
Until then, folks out there, you take care.
We're back. There's the white flag for Amy Ruman, Simon Gregg, and Doug Peterson, the top three in the race, top three in the Trans Am category. It's been a very spectacular race.
We were expecting a race full of attrition, but it was more a race full of action. Everything happened in Trans Am and in Trans Am 2. Amy Ruman, what a win. Her second win in her Trans Am career. Finished third in the second round, second in the third round, and a win here in the round 4 at New Jersey. And in Trans Am 2, as we see Pete Hosmer, after he passed Bob Stretch for the lead, it was only a time attack. He was running by himself to go on for the victory.
It was a big win for Amy Ruman. There she's taking the checkered flag. She's won 2 of the last 5 rounds in Trans Am. Quite an accomplishment. We see the rest of the finishers. There's Simon Gregg and Pete Halsmer, followed by Stretch, it looks like, who's finally got back into the field. Let's go to the podium right now, talk to Alfredo Nin with the winners.
That's the second time she has won in the Trans Am Series. The first win this year, and let me hear you for the female driver, the winner here at New Jersey, Amy Ruman.
Fortunately, me and Doug kept it clean the most of the race, and then Tony stuck his nose in there, but you know, it happens. But luckily the caution came out just in the nick of time for us to get that tire changed out, and we were good. We didn't break anything else, and we were able to, you know, persevere and get that win, so I'm really excited.
He was not able to compete in the last race at Mid-Ohio because of back pain, but I think he doesn't have any pain now because he went on to put a good show. Let me hear you for race winner in Trans Am 2, Mr. Pete Halsmer.
Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with it. I mean, shoot, I came in to do this like we've talked about before, to help Mike and just to be an asset to the team, maybe help get the cars to go fairly quick and stuff. And I've been pleasantly surprised how well we've done. I'm sure there'll be some more guys starting to come into the series, and I'll be moving out of the way, but for the time being, I'm taking it.
So an exciting, unpredictable race comes to a close. Amy Ruman, the winner. She's the only woman to ever win a Trans Am race, and now she's won 2. Simon Gregg, he won the last 2 rounds. He finished second today. Doug Peterson was third. In the TA2 category, a tight race. Pete Halsmer won. Michael Wilson back on the podium. He finished second. Mike Miller, Halsmer's teammate, was third. Kurt Rohrig, Bob Stretch, Chris Liesfeld, Tom Sheehan, Mel Shaw. Those are the next ones in the lineup. In Trans Am points, Simon Gregg maintains his points lead at 115. Doug Peterson is at 108. Amy Ruman at 104. 3 drivers within 11 points. Tony Ave, the 2-time defending champion, is at 75. He has a lot of work to do. And David Jans is at 44. That's our top 5 in the Trans Am category. In TA2, Bob Stretch, the 2-time defending champion, he's got a fairly comfortable lead at 119. Michael Wilson is at 97. Pete Halsmer at 90. Kurt Rohrig 82. And Tom Sheehan at 80. A good battle for the Trans Am 2 championship here in 2012. That's where we stand after round 4, the Trans Am Championship at New Jersey Motorsports Park. A blistering hot weekend. Let's take it back to Alfredo Nin.
As expected, we have a tremendous race here at New Jersey Motorsports Park. The heat went on. The drivers put on a spectacular race, a lot of action, a lot of attrition, and at the end, a win for Amy Ruman. She deserved the win after she makes it into the pits with a flat tire, was able to come back and pass Simon Gregg and Doug Peterson. She's the 3rd different winner this year. Another win also in Trans Am 2 for Pete Halsmer. Now it's time for all the teams to pack up and prepare themselves to go to Watkins Glen. In 7 days, we'll bring you more action from the Trans Am Series Championship here on MavTV.